the walking healing potion. The Adventurers' Guild smelled of ink, wet cloaks, and bad decisions. Ceres leaned on her spear beside the quest board. Ket counted coins for the third time. Jory sat in a chair with a wineskin hanging from one hand. Garen stood quietly, studying a map. The pile of coins between them looked embarrassingly small.
That's it?
Ket asked. Ceres nodded.
That is it.
Ket groaned.
We nearly died on the last job. We need healing potions.
We can afford 3,
Garen said.
3?
Ket threw his hands up.
One bad fight and we're drinking cave water and praying.
Jory raised his wineskin.
I've survived worse.
No,
Ceres said.
you forgot it happened.
Jory thought for a moment.
Fair.
Garen tapped the map.
We don't buy healing potions.
Everyone looked at him.
We hire a healer.
Ket looked horrified.
A healer gets a share.
A dead rogue gets no share.
Garen replied. Jory nodded immediately.
I vote healer.
So do I.
Said Ceres. Ket looked betrayed.
This is robbery.
It's democracy.
Ceres corrected. A few minutes later, Garen approached Maren behind the reception desk. The guild receptionist looked up from a mountain of paperwork.
What can I do for you?
We need a healer.
Maren sighed.
Everyone needs a healer.
Any available?
She rubbed her temple.
We're a little short at the moment.
Can you find one?
Maybe. Where are you departing from?
Garen told her.
When?
Sunrise.
Maren made a note.
If I find one, I'll send them.
Garen nodded.
Good enough.
The next morning, the party gathered near the eastern gate. Ket was checking his daggers. Ceres adjusted her spear straps. Jory was somehow already drinking. Garen scanned the crowd. Then a metallic clanking echoed through the street. Heads turned. A massive figure in polished plate armor walked through the market. The man stood nearly a head taller than most people. A huge shield hung from his left arm. A warhammer rested at his hip. Every step sounded like a blacksmith dropping cookware down a staircase. The armored giant accidentally bumped a merchant stall.
Oh, my apologies.
A few more steps.
Oh, terribly sorry.
Another collision.
My fault entirely.
Ket watched him.
Who is this guy trying to impress?
Garen's eyes narrowed. The armored man was walking directly toward them. Garen sighed.
You gotta be kidding me.
What?
Asked Ket.
I guess the stealth option is out.
Ket nodded.
Agreed.
The giant reached them and offered a friendly smile.
Good morning. My name is Hrothgar. Maren said you needed a healer.
Silence. Ket blinked.
You're the healer?
Yes.
Ceres looked him up and down.
Do you have a horse?
Jory snorted.
We may need a carriage.
Hrothgar chuckled.
No need.
He raised a gauntleted hand. Golden light burst beside him. A magnificent white steed appeared from nowhere. Silver armor covered its flanks. Its mane shimmered like sunlight. Ceres nodded once.
All right then.
She pointed toward the road.
We're off.
By afternoon, they reached the location marked on Maren's map. Rocky hills surrounded the area. A dark cave entrance yawned between two stone ridges. Garen crouched near the entrance.
Tracks.
The others gathered around. The prints looked strange. Many legs, heavy bodies, dozens of them, maybe hundreds. Hrothgar rested one hand on his shield.
Not normal insects.
No.
Garen agreed.
Let's stay alert.
They entered the cave. The deeper they traveled, the more tunnels appeared. The walls were covered in strange resin. Then they heard clicking, thousands of clicks. The sound moved through the darkness like a living thing. Ket swallowed.
I don't like that.
The first insects emerged moments later. Each stood nearly as tall as a man. Black chitin covered their bodies. Their eyes gleamed with unnatural intelligence. And they moved together, perfectly together, like one mind controlling many bodies. The battle began immediately. Ceres lunged first. Her spear punched through an insect's neck. Garen's arrows found gaps between armor plates. Jory hurled firebolts while taking occasional drinks of a mysterious liquid from his water skin. A few bolts struck enemies, several hit walls. One nearly hit Garen.
Watch it!
Garen shouted.
I'm trying!
Jory yelled back. Hrothgar tried to heal and provide support as fast as he could. For a while they held their ground. Then more insects arrived. Then more. Then more. The hive adapted quickly. They stopped charging blindly. They flanked. They coordinated. They trapped. Soon the party found themselves forced backward into a narrow chamber. Ceres was bleeding. Ket had a torn shoulder. Garen's quiver was half empty. Even Jory looked nervous. The insects closed in. Hrothgar glanced at his wounded companions. Then he made a decision.
New plan.
He stepped forward, planted his enormous shield into the stone floor, and cast a warding spell. Golden runes exploded across the shield's surface. The tunnel filled with holy light. The first wave crashed into him. It stopped cold. The shield held. The insects could not push past. They tried climbing around him. Hrothgar smashed one from the air with his hammer. Crack! Its body flew into two others. He struck again. Another insect collapsed, and another. The party stared. Ket blinked.
Why is the healer in front?
Hrothgar swung again.
Because someone has to be.
An insect lunged for his throat. He caught it with one hand, then slammed it into the ground hard enough to crack stone. Ceres stared.
Is he allowed to do that?
I don't know.
Garen admitted. The insects attacked relentlessly. Hrothgar met every charge. Some strikes bounced harmlessly from his armor. Others struck his shield and shattered. When enemies gathered too closely, he unleashed waves of radiant energy that burned through their ranks. When allies were wounded, he healed them without retreating. At one point, an insect pierced a gap in Ceres's armor. She stumbled. Hrothgar extended one hand. Golden light surged across the battlefield. The wound closed instantly. Then he returned to crushing insects.
That's absurd,
Ket muttered. The healer became a wall, a hammer, a fortress, an army of one. Finally, Hrothgar shouted over his shoulder.
I could use some assistance.
The party snapped out of their amazement.
Right!
Ceres shouted. She stepped beside him. Her spear struck anything trying to slip around the shield. Garen's arrows hit vulnerable joints with deadly precision. Ket disappeared into the shadows and began attacking from unexpected angles. Jory unleashed a storm of fire. More of his spells hit the enemy now, most of them anyway. Together they pushed deeper into the hive, past piles of broken chitin, past ruined tunnels, until they reached the heart of the cavern, and there they found the queen. The creature towered over them, twice the height of a horse, covered in thick armored plates. Massive claws scraped the stone floor. The hive mind pulsed through every movement. Even Hrothgar frowned, for the first time all day. He looked concerned. The queen charged. The impact nearly ripped the shield from his hands. The cavern shook. Hrothgar gritted his teeth. The queen struck again. This time he slid backward several feet. Stone cracked beneath his boots. Ceres saw it.
Hrothgar!
I'm fine.
He wasn't entirely fine. The queen was strong, very strong. The battle turned brutal. Hrothgar traded blow after blow with the monster. His armor dented, his shield splintered. His breathing grew heavier. Then the queen knocked him to one knee. The hive surged forward. For the first time, Hrothgar was in real danger. But this time he wasn't alone. Ceres drove her spear into the queen's side. Garen's arrows struck its eyes. Ket climbed onto its back and buried both daggers into a weak point behind its head. Jory hurled his largest fire spell. It exploded directly beneath the creature. The queen screamed. Hrothgar rose, both hands wrapped around his warhammer. He took one step, then another, then swung with everything he had left. The hammer crashed into the queen's skull. The cavern echoed with the impact. The queen collapsed. Silence followed. Then every remaining insect froze and died. The hive mind was gone. Hours later, the party sat inside a quiet alcove near the cave entrance. Everyone looked exhausted. Broken chitin covered the cavern floor. Ket stared at Hrothgar.
I owe you an apology.
Hrothgar smiled.
For what?
I called you a walking healing potion.
Cerys laughed.
So did I.
Jory raised his wineskin.
I thought he was decorative.
Garen shook his head.
No,
He looked at the healer sitting beside the battered shield.
he's a walking siege engine.
The group laughed, even Hrothgar. Then the laughter faded. They sat quietly for a moment, watching the healer carefully polish dents from his armor. Just another task, just another day, and none of them would ever look at a healer the same way again. This has been a chapter from the Negsbane Iron series. Follow at Negsbane for more.